other day, while I was driving in San Francisco, a man pulled up next to me. His face was red and he seemed to be shouting. His hands flailed in the air. It took me a moment to parse out that the subject of his anger was me. After all, aside from his facial contortions, he looked like a nice person. He was about 40 and had messy, curly hair. He drove one of those old Mercedes you can power with corn oil. He had an empty kid's seat in the back. I know I shouldn't judge from appearances and objects. There are plenty of assholes who use biodiesel. Still, from where I sat, he seemed like someone I would probably get along with, aside from the fact that, oh, I could hear him now, he was currently calling me a cunt. Before I go further, let me tell you, I'm a notoriously bad driver. A few years ago, I almost killed a friend and myself by blindly taking a U-turn into another car. For this reason, I drive very, very slowly, which is probably what this man was yelling about, and I get it. You don't want to be behind me if you were in a hurry. Actually, if you see me in a car, give yourself some space. If I had been able to talk to this man, I would have sympathized with him. It's too bad slow drivers like me have to clog the streets. I wish there were a bus that went from Bumblefuck, where I lived, to the doctor's office, where I was going, and probably if we had been, say, on bicycles, where I could hear him, and he could hear me, he wouldn't have said anything. In his car, he felt invisible, as if his actions would have no personal consequence. For a long time, I've clung to the analogy that when we rate a book online, we feel the same protection and anonymity that one has in a car. There might be a little picture of you, but most people don't use their real names. As an author, I gave up looking at the ratings of my own books long ago. It's not that I don't find them relevant. I'm seriously flattered anyone bothers to have an opinion about what I write. Also, the ability to broadcast what we think about books has changed the way I read. 12 years ago, I had to rely on a biased review in the Times, or even, I'll admit it, Oprah, to figure out what books to buy. I use Goodreads to make lists, to note what I want to read next, and a lot of the reviews are really, really useful. But not all of them. I'd use my own reviews to demonstrate this point, but screw it. It's too painful, and don't go telling me what they say, because my mother does that anyway. Let's look instead at the infallible Donna Tartt. Her book, The Goldfinch, is pretty much universally thought to be really good. I read it, and I loved it, and it was nominated for a gazillion awards, and it won a Pulitzer Prize, and remains one of the top-selling books of the year. Say what you will, these are all fairly good indicators of a solid literary novel. Nevertheless, it wasn't hard to find shitty reviews. I'm sticking with Goodreads because Amazon can really get out there. People complaining about texture of the paper and weird covers and things. It's true. Here are some examples of reviews of Donna Tartt. Audible. Oh my God. Who are you people giving this 5-star raves? I'm not even halfway yet, and I'm wondering if I will be able to weather this ridiculously long book that keeps getting sidetracked by just about every teenage pothole you could think of. Oh my gosh, I just finished. The ending does not disappoint. What a diaphanous extravaganza of words, of lists, of never-ending stream of conscious tomfoolery. Yes, I made that word up. It's emerging with pompous in tomfoolery. Is Tartt serious? Can she really be seriously presenting up this book with a straight face? By the end of the novel, it becomes a nightmare smash-up of Gossip Girl meets Quentin Tarantino. Except there are no black people. The novel's main character is a whiny dumbass. I love this. At one point, he pouts about feeling hungry when he has turned down food at a party the night before and breakfast with his friend. Shut the fuck up, idiot. There is that very famous Dave Eggers quote about judging the work of others. Do not be critics, he says. People, I beg you. Do not dismiss a book until you have written one. Do not dismiss a movie until you have made one. And do not dismiss a person until you have met them. I like that idea. But in practice, it's not very realistic, is it? And it's also a teensy bit narrow-minded. Because of the law this country is based on, anyone has the right to judge anything, and thank God for it. Also, may the same God forbid that all the book raters on the internet become novelists. What the the world needs is more readers, good, smart, vocal readers who know what they like and don't and can intelligently say why. Most smart readers I know don't read reviews. When it was just newspapers, it was easy. Now there are thousands of people speaking on record about whether or not they like our books. And I'm not discouraging reviewers. Please, we need you to review, but just think about what you were writing. Try and take as much care with words as the writers you are judging. Remember the Malcolm Gladwell adage that's saying you need to write for 10,000 hours to be proficient? I'd bet you good money that more than 10,000 hours went into the Goldfinch. And so, shut the fuck up, idiot. I do think that in the end, the Goodreads star system actually works. My first book, Girls and Trucks, currently has 3 stars. At first, I thought that was shitty. But if a 5-star novel is, say, Lolita, and a 1-star book is maybe a smudge of mayonnaise on a page, then I guess 3 stars is pretty accurate. It was my first book, let's say a 4,000-hour book, earnest, wonky in some places, endearing in others. I can do better now, so I don't feel so badly. In the world of novels, I'll take a 3. It's like the Goodreads algorithm managed to spit out my book's ultimate worth in the universe. But still, at 3 a.m. in the morning, this is what I'm thinking. What the fuck? 3 stars? It's hard to remember that every single thing we do affects someone else. You might brush away a gnat, which then lodges into the eye of a child, who then screams for 2 hours, exhausting her parents, who then skips sex that night. They would have conceived the country's 81st president. Or maybe you will smile at an old man tomorrow. You won't think about it or remember it, but this man, he will turn the corner, go home, lie down, and have a stroke. It won't be your fault. It was happening anyway, but he'll die happy, treasuring the thought of your lost face. We can't know what we do to people, except this new place, the internet. Everything you write, email, rate, all of those words go out into the ether forever. They will outlive you, those words. When your grandchildren are poking around trying to find something out about you, they will read what you've written. And I am not certain shut the fuck up, idiot, about a work of art is what we'll want them to find. Or maybe it is. But why not give them something better? There are smart ways to kill a book, kind ways. This writer does not want less reviews. I am not asking for you to say nothing if you can't say anything nice. I am saying review, 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 review with heart. These writers and singers and actors, these people you are judging, they have put their lives into this. Picture us next to you, listening when reviewing our work. Roll down the window. Talk to us. I've used the word God a few times in this piece, but I'm sad to say it was only figuratively. So far with the data I've been given, I have not come across a reason to believe in a higher power. This also means I don't believe in an afterlife. I think that when we die, we die. But the internet won't die. So these words you write, they are your afterlife. Writers know that, but I'm not sure everyone does. It's true. Our stars will outlive us. All of us. And the thing is, I might be wrong about this afterlife idea. I'm wrong a lot. The Greeks and Romans were pretty sure about it all. I mean the river Styx and the Charons. But instead of Charons, muses will be there. Artists, writers, and musicians you have judged. They will have the information of the words you have written, and they will be waiting patiently for their chance to put a star rating on your life.